Hello viewers, today we are going to see about the work energy theorem for a variable force. We are now familiar with the concepts of work and kinetic energy to prove the work energy theorem for a variable force. We confine ourselves to one dimension, the time rate of change of kinetic energy. We know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Differentiating both sides with respect to t. So we know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Differentiate both sides with respect to t. So d by dt of k is equal to d by dt of half mv square. So m is constant. Okay, and you are differentiating v square, which is 2v into dv by dt. That is d by dt of v square. Already half m is constant, so half m into v square, if you differentiate 2v into dv by dt, so this 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So we will be having m dv by dt into v. That's what is written here. But dv by dt is acceleration. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. Rate of change of velocity is acceleration. So dv by dt is acceleration. Therefore mass into acceleration is force multiplied by v, which is force. V is what? Rate of change of distance, dx by dt. Therefore we have dk by dt is equal to f dx by dt. Now what happens is, the left hand side we have dt, right hand side also we have dt, both the terms gets cancelled, and finally we have dk is equal to f dx. Now you integrate both sides. This term is integrated, this term is integrated. Lower limit is initial kinetic energy, upper limit is final kinetic energy. Here we are integrating with respect to dx. So initial distance xi and final distance xi. So integration of dk is k. You apply the upper limit kf minus lower limit ki. So you will get kf minus ki. So integration of xi to xf f dx. This is nothing but, right hand side is nothing but work done. Force into distance. If you add all the area under the curve from xi to xf, you will get work done. Therefore integration of f dx from xi, from the distance xi to xf, is nothing but, the whole term is nothing but work done. So this is nothing but work energy theorem. Thus the work energy theorem is proved for a variable force. So work done is equal to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Okay, work done is equal to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Thus the work energy theorem is proved for a variable force. While the work energy theorem is useful in a variety of problems, it does not in general incorporate the complete dynamical information of Newton's second law. It is an integral form of Newton's second law. So this is nothing but integral form of Newton's second law. Newton's second law is a relation between acceleration and force at any instant of time. Work energy theorem involves an integral over an interval of time. In this sense, the temporal time information contained in the statement of Newton's second law is integrated over and is not available explicitly. Another observation is that Newton's second law for 2 or 3 dimensions is in vector form. Initially we were telling about scalar form, but when we apply 2 or 3 dimension, it becomes in vector form. Whereas the work energy theorem is in scalar form. In the scalar form, information with respect to directions contained in Newton's second law is not present. So that's all about work energy theorem for a variable force. So we have derived the theorem Newton's second law in integral form. We have seen the relation. This is integral form of Newton's second law. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.